Hi, this is Paul from Model Builder International. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, link is down there. That way you'll get notified of future build reviews, out-the-box reviews, book reviews, and also the competitions. Today we're going to have a look through a new book. This is from Valiant Wings Publishing, Airframe Album 13 on the Heinkel 162. Okay, so let's have a look inside the book. This is Airframe Album. This is the 13th book in this series, written by Richard A. Franks, and it's obviously on the Heinkel 162. So, open up inside. Contents of the different sections. Basically introduction, technical, evolution, camouflage and markings, and the build of a model. And 3 appendices at the end. So I start off with basically some glossary of terms, and there's black and white photographs throughout this, and it starts off with a pretty detailed description of how the 162 came to be about, and it talks through all the different prototypes. This was the end of the war, and there wasn't many photographs taken. In fact, there's a whole chunk of prototypes for which no photographs exist. And also, you're probably familiar with the German prototypes having V numbers. In December 44, they changed to M numbers. So it talks a bit about that, and you'll see the M numbers are used throughout here as well. Like on this image here, M23. So basically it just goes through all the different prototypes, the differences between them, when they were tested, when they crashed, which happened quite a lot, production variants, and all the plans that were sort of laid out for it, projected development, simple specifications there of them all. And then go on to captured and evaluated aircraft. There was quite a lot were captured and went to various countries. Sadly, quite a lot were scrapped, and they've made a good attempt at trying to track down where all these aircraft have gone, when they were last seen, what probably happened to them all. A lot were sort of last seen at something like a maintenance unit and then disappeared and sort of assumed they were scrapped. And photographs of them from this time and from after the war. And details of each one that was captured they found out about. There's lots of good stuff in here. Also lots of good information about the fact that these post-war photographs, a lot of the aircraft were repainted in an attempt at a German paint scheme, but with some pretty obvious differences as well sometimes from people who probably didn't know any better at the time. And there's aircraft left in museums. A couple went to Russia, France, USA. Interesting, I read here there's a scrapped Heinkel 177 underneath one of the runways at O'Hare International Airport. I didn't know that before. And then they go on about, there's actually, was it one aircraft was made from the wings of another aircraft, and you got things with different serial numbers. I think it's actually this one actually. It's a mixture of work numbers 120067, 120222 and 120230, and trying to sort of untangle that mess. So basically, anyway, it's a really good description of the Heinkel 162 development and where all the aircraft ended up after the war. On to technical description, and in here as you see you get lots of good close-up photographs on the outside of the aircraft and also the inside from the various museums in various states of restoration. And there's notes on things where it says things like, the restoration is not entirely accurate. So there's lots of photos there. Ejection seat, canopy, main fuselage, undercarriage wheels and undercarriage bays, pipework, the tail, wings, control surfaces, and some interesting details on the aircraft that still exist. Engine, lots of detail on the engine. Proposed engines, which were never, I don't think these were even built as prototype form with the impulse jet engines. Armament and a proposed armament. It's supposed to have the 30mm guns, but in the end they used the 20mm cannons. And here's the evolution prototype production and projected variants. Starts off with V1 and then works its way through photographs where it has them. Obviously they started off as V1s, but they, as you can see here, it's changed to M3 from the end of December 1944. And it goes through the differences on each of the prototypes. Some of the aircraft, like you see here, M8, 9 and 10, photographs of that don't exist. And the documentation is a bit sparse. So they've basically given you information on what they can find out, what is known. So going through all the different prototypes and diagrams of the differences between them. There's the gun sight. Interesting little thing. The 162 is supposed to have a later gun sight, but the whole factory got flattened, so none were ever fitted. So they used an earlier gun sight. And then going through, you can see the one with the pulse jets. I don't think one was ever built. And obviously there was any plans for different engines. And here's the further projects that were sort of thought about. A butterfly tail, that looked interesting. Two-seat glider. And mistels. Some to camouflage and markings, which was there were some variations between the factories a little bit, but here's the colours that things were supposed to be. And you go through and there's colour plates throughout of photographs based on photographs from real aircraft. There's quite a few of those. There's a good set there. And a lot of talk about coming back to not being able to trust post-war photographs, since they were, like I said, often repainted incorrectly. Photographs there. And then the different colours used by the different factories. Like this one was a non-standard paint job. This one obviously is almost not a paint job. Then some where all the stencils went and what was written in each of the places. And a few more photographs, the Russian one. And then a build of the Tamiya 148 162, which is a pretty neat kit. I've built that one. I added an Edward photo etch set, but it's yeah, it's a very nice kit, as you'd expect from Tamiya. So there's a detailed build of that. I've got 2 pages there. And then we come on to the appendices. First off, all the kits in all the various scales, all the aftermarket accessories available, all the decals that are available in various sizes, and then bibliography at the back, all the books that are available. And I think, looking through this picture, that's another book I've got on this, and that's a pretty good book. It's a much bigger book, so it's a different sort of different setup to this. It's over twice the cost of this particular book. So for this one, so we're getting down to 90 pages. For this particular book, it gives you all the information that a modeler might need in one simple book. So it's well recommended.